camera's picking that up. That's a really loud whine, bro. So yeah, that's what it does. Now watch. Shut it off for a little bit. I know, you're thirsty, girl, and it's like somebody's pinching your straw off, ain't it? So yeah, I drove it around, pulled it back up at home, and just let it sit for a moment idling, and sure enough, that damn loud-ass noise that the fuel pump makes came right back. So I shut it off for a moment. Now watch, start it up. And it's silent. The noise goes away. So, anyhow, I have a couple of things that I want to try with the fuel. I seen somebody commented in the last video talking about the pressure regulator. They had this problem on a Suburban that they had. And I also had the same problem on the Suburban, but it was different. It wasn't like this, it was different. But when the one on the Suburban went bad, the pressure regulator made a noise. It made like a weird freaking noise, in which this one's not doing that. So, I don't know. So a company sent me this thing out a long time ago. I've just kind of been having it sitting on the shelf. To be straight up with you, I have companies like this hit me up all of the time wanting to send me things, but they don't want to pay me. They just want to send me stuff. And I'm like, if you want to send it to me, I'll make a video on it when I get to it, if I need it, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's just the amount of emails that you get for like different things like this is just, it's ridiculous. And I know, first world problems, but at one point I used to try to take them all on. Oh, hell yeah, send it out. As soon as it comes out, I'll make a video on it, and I'm like, yeah, but it becomes a lot of work, bro. Like, I know you guys don't want to see me constantly reviewing battery jump starters. You know what I'm saying? Like, good lord, how many companies make battery jump starters? Anyway, let's go ahead and crack this thing open. So this is from AutoFix. It's a Intelligent Automotive Diagnostic Analyzer, and it is the AutoFix D1 Lite, just like the package says right there. And then you open it all up and you realize, what the hell? Where's it at? I have it in the house charging, bro. Give me a moment. So this is actually a pretty dope ass little screen, dude. I noticed I think it's got a camera on it. It does. Why in the heck does it have a camera on it? That's weird. Basically like a tablet. I don't know. So I'm gonna try to connect this thing to the Blazer. So, I mean, yes, we're having fuel problems, but I did notice before I even started having the fuel problems that sometimes this thing would have a misfire, you know? And I don't know if it's potentially one of the coil packs, because these are all the coil packs that came on it. Fuel injector? I don't know. I want to see if the computer has picked anything up. If you guys don't know, I have absolutely zero communications with that computer and the Blazer. Like, I don't have a check engine light. I don't have anything. Nothing at all. I don't even know how fast I'm going in this son of a bitch. So, which is all stuff that I plan on fixing in the future with a specific item that I plan to get. Which is the reason why I haven't journeyed down the adventure or tried to making any of that work. Is because this specific item is going to change everything. But that's in the future. That's really expensive. Anyhow, let's go ahead and give this thing a shot. Does this thing need, oh dude, I think this thing needs to charge too. Son of a bitch. I'll be back with you. Let me figure this out. So this thing, I guess, just plugs into the OBD port. Well, that immediately powered up and started beeping. So I guess that's good. Now from there, I have no idea what to do. Alright, the software has got to update. So for the time being, I'm gonna go pull the fuses out of my pants. Alright, after sitting here for about 30 minutes messing with this damn thing, I finally simply found the check engine light codes. Bro, what in the hell? Like, I understand, like, newer cars nowadays are crazy. I don't need 99% of the shit that's on this little thing for the Blazer, most certainly, but I did find the codes. It says O2 sensor circuit, no activity. O2 sensor circuit, no activity. That is bank 1 and bank 2, sensor 1, sensor 1. And then random multiple cylinder misfire detected. Idle control system, RPM higher than expected. That's weird. MIL, M-I-L, control circuit open. I don't know what the hell that means. And then there's two more. O2 sensor circuit, no activity. O2 sensor circuit, no activity. Those are both under pending. The rest all say current. I don't know if this is going to give me more information if I click on it. Okay, it's just giving me, like, I was hoping this thing was going to say, like, cylinder 3 misfire or something, you know what I mean? So then I have something to go off of, and I'd be like, okay, cylinder 3. Huh. Maybe it's a coil pack or an injector on cylinder 3, you know? Now, this is basically just telling me exactly what it is I already knew. Thank you. Thank you, little machine. I appreciate you. All right, back to work. All right, so I was able to clear the codes, and then the only code that came back was the MIL code, open MIL or whatever. And I looked into that, and that's the check engine light. I don't have a check engine light, and the computer knows that. So I've been keeping an eye on the codes, and then I also found where I can see my temperature. Right now, it is at 201 degrees Fahrenheit. That's convenient to be able to see my temperature, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, overall this thing is pretty sick. It has a lot of features that I most certainly won't need, but I have it available in case I ever do need it in the future. Well, the humming is back. Kind of wondering if it's maybe a voltage problem. I'm thinking maybe, I mean, it's a possibility. It could be voltage, right? Through the duration of the pump being on, maybe if the wiring isn't adequate enough, the wiring is getting hot. I mean, I felt the wiring, I felt the relay. Nothing seems to be getting hot, but I don't know, man. I feel like to really like cross that possibility off, I need to kind of test the theory. So as you guys know, my battery is actually mounted in the back. Look. There's my mic. Dude, this window freaking flings at me every time. So yeah, my battery is mounted back here in the back. The wiring for the fuel pump is right there. So what I'm gonna do is try to get a wire connected to it and then just run it up here, ready to put it on the battery. And then I'm gonna start it again, let it run for a little bit, wait for the fuel pump to start doing its whining, and then just connect that battery, or connect that wire to the battery and see if it shuts it up. You know, I mean, giving it direct voltage straight to the battery should be adequate enough voltage, right? So the reason why I'm saying this is all my wiring up here from the new engine harness, it runs up here to this little block right here, and then from there though, it comes over and it plugs into the factory wiring, and from here it runs all the way back to the fuel pump. But that's the factory wiring, you know, in which I would assume should be fine. You know, it's not like it's not like a crazy fuel pump back there. It is upgraded from a stock pump, but it's not like no 1,000 horsepower capable pump or nothing, you know. But I mean, just to cross this theory off and say nope, that's not it, I'm gonna try it. All right, so it hasn't started humming yet, but I do have a wire hook from the battery running down here, and what I did is I jabbed my my test light into the socket right there so that I could see that it's getting power, and then I could also just jump this wire directly to the test light. But check this out, watch how bright that light gets. See how much brighter it gets whenever I hook this wire up? I don't know, I think either way, this fuel pump could probably use a little bit more voltage back here. I'm still gonna wait for it to do that loud humming sound, and then we'll connect the wire. Fingers crossed, dude. If it shuts that thing up, then I know what it is I need to do. Yeah. It is nice to have this thing to be able to keep an eye on the temperature though. So we're sitting at 201.2. That's the only reason why I don't ever just idle the Blazer here to do this kind of thing, because I didn't have a temperature gauge. So I'm always worried that's gonna get hot just sitting here idling. But those fans are working. Hell yeah. Still sitting here waiting for the fuel pump to start humming again, bro. I have a new theory. But before we talk about it, I wanted to show you, I found something else on this. So there's a lot of different sensors in here that you can monitor. So I have engine coolant temperature pulled up, and then I was going through and look, they have engine RPM. So right now we are idling about 770-ish RPM. Oh shit, vehicle speed sensor. If only I had one of those hooked up. Intake air temperature, that's good to know. And yeah, they have a bunch of different ones, bro. So you can go in and actually select the ones that you want to see, and then down here it shows show selected. Bam, that is what's up. So engine coolant temperature, I have it on this like meter, but you can also change it to a gauge, which is pretty dope, but it just takes up a pretty large amount of the screen. So just put it on the meter. Engine RPM, you can also make a gauge. That's pretty sick. The gauge has a little bit of a delay, but I'll put that as a meter as well. And then intake air temp, I'm gonna do the same. So yeah, intake air temp right now is at 46. Oh, I gotta change it to Fahrenheit. 114 degrees, good lord, we need to cool that sumbitch down. E85 and nitrous, no. Anyhow, this thing is pretty dope, man. I mean, I haven't even learned the whole thing yet. Anyhow, the fuel pump still is not doing it. I've been sitting here idling this thing now for like 15, 20 freaking minutes, and it's not doing it. So I have a theory here. Ugh. So I jammed my test light into that clip so that I can find the power, and then I was gonna jump this power to it whenever it started humming, but it never did. So what I'm thinking is when I pushed my test light into there, I think those two pins that's on that harness, so the pins have to come in contact with one another. There's obviously a male and a female, you know what I'm saying? But I think they were probably sitting like this, and me pushing that test light in there has pushed the pin more onto itself, you know what I'm saying, to where it's getting a better connection. I mean, what else could it be? This entire day, every time I start this thing, it takes every bit of about 5 minutes for it to start making that humming sound, and now I just let it idle for about 20 minutes and I can't get it to repeat it. So I think that's what it is, bro. I think it's voltage. Now, whether it's the wire running back like I originally thought, or if it's just that damn clip, I don't know. So it's been on my mind that I want to redo the fuel system again on this son of a bitch. It seems like everything that I've done to it, I have just redone. Power steering, the alternator, the radiator, the clutch, and now the fuel system. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and go grab a GoPro. I figured if it's gonna repeat that problem, I'm gonna go back there and make sure those pins are pressed in really well. And I think I have some of that grease stuff that you put on plugs. I'm gonna make sure things plugged in really well, and then we're just gonna take it on a drive. I figured if it's gonna repeat that problem, it's gonna do it while I'm driving, you know? All right, taking my little buddy with me. I actually freaking like this thing, bro. I wasn't thinking I was gonna like that thing at all. I thought it was just gonna be like a gimmick, but so after a little drive, we got the O2 sensors back up again and random multiple cylinder misfire detected. The check engine light, and then everything else is all O2 sensor bullshit, bro. Like, I don't understand. Like, I know there's supposed to be like upstream and downstream O2 sensors, but it seems like this says bank 1, bank 2, sensor 1, sensor 1. O2 sensor, bank 1. Like, I don't know, dude. It's like it doesn't have O2 sensors at all. but I have brand new O2 sensors in there, and the harness had the plugs on it, so I don't understand why the O2 sensor thing's not working. But yeah, definitely having multiple cylinder misfire again. But I really think that is from, that's from the fuel. Whatever it is that's going on with the fuel, because yes, it's doing it again. It's doing it right now, actually. It's so weird though, like if you shut it off, then it stops. But I'm gonna get back to the house and try to hook that wire back up and see if it quits whenever we supply voltage straight to it. Anyhow, I'm gonna clear these codes. Again, erase codes. Yes. It seems to run better whenever you get rid of the codes. I'm sure they'll be back up there soon by the time we get to the house though. Well, that ain't it. So I've learned two things in doing that. We do need more voltage to the fuel pump, because whenever you hook it directly to the battery, it just started screaming even louder, which tells me that I'm not getting a sufficient amount of voltage to, well, I am getting a sufficient amount of voltage to the fuel pump, but it could be better, for one. And for two, voltage is not the reason why it's doing that damn screaming thing, because I hooked it directly to the battery and it just started screaming even freaking louder, man. So the next thing I'm gonna try doing is probably this pressure regulator. I mean, what else could it really be? And I have 100% cleaned all these lines out whenever I installed all this. Remember guys, I've been through the entire fuel system on this. The only thing that I haven't touched is that pressure regulator right there. So I mean, other than of course it's still all the stock fuel rails and everything. I do not think that this is a fuel injector problem. I do think it is a fuel pressure problem. I mean, that fuel pump is screaming like it's struggling, you know what I'm saying? It's working really hard, so there must be some kind of resistance. It's not the sock on the fuel pump. We just recently had that out to fix the leak, and the sock looked as brand new as it was when I first put it in. We did the fuel filter, and it is also clean. So the only other thing that could really be causing a restriction is the pressure regulator. Extra intake manifold. But more importantly, extra fuel pressure regulator. For not being LS guys for very long, Braven and I have a lot of parts we've already accumulated. So I'm gonna grab that one off of the spare intake manifold and just swap it out. Hopefully this one's good. I mean, we don't even know if mine is bad or not, but I think it's worth a shot to go ahead and switch them out. We'll see if the problem goes away. Who knows? And of course, there are two completely different sizes, so that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to go to the auto parts store and buy one. And that thing is like $80 freaking, bro, and I don't even know. Just throw a part at it, you know what I'm saying? Well, what can I say, man? I am out of time for today, obviously, and it's already 11:30. All the auto parts stores are closed. Are you gonna clear? Are you gonna clear? So this would be a good time to bring up a point for a commenter that I seen in the last video. He said something along the lines of, I don't know, if I find it, I'll take a screenshot and I'll post it for you guys. You know what? I found it. Here it is. For some reason, no disrespect, I feel like all the videos, nothing gets accomplished in one video ever. And absolutely no disrespect taken. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes whenever I post a video up, like this one right here, I do not feel a sense of accomplishment. I don't feel like this video, for instance, I don't feel like this is necessarily quality content. I don't know, but it depends on what it is that you would consider to be quality. I responded to him, does anything really need to be done in a video? Like, do I have to get anything done? Or is it more of a relatable day-to-day tinkering that inspires some to put down the video game controller? You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what it's about, bro. That's what my channel's always been about. I've just kind of recorded what it is that I do on a daily basis. And I'm not gonna lie, this channel has helped me tremendously in staying motivated, in getting out here and messing with my projects or whatever it is that I'm working on. I need you guys to understand that in this vast world of YouTube, you see a lot of people who will literally just dump a shit ton of money into a project, and in the course of 2 or 3 videos, they will complete something that would probably take me 2 or 3 years. I get that. But at the same time, a lot of you guys can relate to that. Am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? I'm just an ordinary guy. I run into like local subscribers all the time at like the Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Or honestly, a lot of people pull up right out in front of my house and I'm like, what's up? Yeah, see, just a regular guy right here in the middle of the hood, dog. I don't try to be anything that I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And I am just like most of you guys. I work every day. I have been fortunate enough now, thanks to you guys, to be able to make a living off of this tinkering in the garage. You know what I'm saying? Is it this lavish, lovely lifestyle that's led me up to financial freedom? Hell fucking no, bro. I still work my ass off every single day, and if anything, I work a lot more hours now than what I ever used to. No, but anyhow, my point is with daily uploads like what it is I'm doing right now, a lot of times I'm not gonna get things done. A lot of times you run into problems, and these problems is what it is that would normally mean that a video is not going up. If I was waiting till I finished everything, I would be posting maybe 1 video, 2 videos a week, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, by all means, if you guys would like to see me go from A to Z all in one video on things, and you want the content to slow down, then throw it in the comments down below. If that's what it is you want, then that's what it is you want, you know? But, I know the majority of my DB fam just like to see me upload as often as I possibly can. So as long as there's some kind of degree of entertainment, you know what I'm saying? I try to bring entertainment, and I try to not only learn something myself, but maybe teach you guys something, even if it's through making mistakes of my own. Like, I had no idea that there was different size fuel pressure regulators on these LS manifolds. But hey, you know, you learn something new every day. But like I said, I am out of time for today, man. We didn't get to the bottom of this, but I have a pretty good feeling about tomorrow. Hopefully we will. First thing in the morning, I'm gonna run down and I'm gonna go get one of those fuel pressure regulators, or maybe I ought to just run to the junkyard. Bro, that thing is $80 freaking. Why don't I just go to the junkyard? I don't ever think of this shit, man. There's a couple of other things I need to get from the junkyard too. That's it, dude. Tomorrow, junkyard trip. Peace, and I'll see you then.